And I do believe that we have rotten politics, and I'm not using that as an exaggeration.
Hey everyone and welcome. In this video we're going to be having a look at something that an MEP from Germany has said recently in regards to the World Health Organization. Now this is on the back of an article that I found that discussed in March 2021 the prospect of Boris Johnson, Angela Merkel and Macron calling for a pandemic treaty. More than 20 world leaders call for an international treaty to better prepare and protect countries against future pandemics. In an article written from the newspapers around the world, leaders of the UK, Prime Minister Boris Johnson, German Chancellor Angela Merkel and President Macron of France say COVID has posed the biggest challenge for the world since World War II. Really, you're the biggest challenge for the world, but that's beside the point. Let's carry on. They say that the pandemic has shown that nobody is safe until everyone is safe. In other words, globalism. Everybody else matters more than you because you're more safe than them. That's what that means. That means that he's looking outwards globally rather than looking inwards and fixing the problems that he's created. Meaning that only by helping other countries will the world be safe against lurgy or any other pandemic. I think we need a body that restricts the ability of politicians, to be honest, overstretched the mark. Now this is a massive thing, and it should be, in my honest opinion, at the very least a referendum. Not that they'll ever give us another one of those, considering we scared the bejesus out of them last time, but it is quite shocking. Have a listen to what MEP Christine Anderson said. Now Christine Anderson is a German politician who's serving for an alternative for Germany. Let's have a listen to what she said, shall we? It is in German, so I will translate it for you. Dear fellow citizens, I recently informed you that since March the 1st, an intergovernmental negotiation group has been meeting to work out a timetable and a modus operandi for reshaping the contracts between the WHO and the member states. These treaty changes aim to give the WHO, in the event of a pandemic, de facto governmental authority over member states, without involving or consulting national governments or national parliaments. Ladies and gentlemen, this means that the rule of the people, the basic principle of any democracy, has been finally laid to rest. The composition of the WHO is not based on democratic elections. The decision makers sitting there are then authorised to issue instructions to you, but are not accountable to you, and cannot be held politically responsible by you. You, as a citizen, will then no longer even have any political influence on whom you entrust with the administration of fundamental rights. Lately, it has been more the withdrawal of the same. As announced, I have therefore submitted a question to the EU Commission for a written answer. I asked the Commission to what extent it would ensure that the principles of the people's rule and the political responsibility of elected representatives are preserved, and that citizens are not subjected to the arbitrariness of an unelected body, and that ever further democratisation is fostered here. The answer I received to my question a few hours ago is clear and brief. Not at all. Not a single time does the response even mention words like citizen, democracy, rule of the people, or political responsibility. In doing so, the Commission could have fostered the trust of citizens and exposed as fake news and conspiracy theories all the telegram messages that talk about a new world order or a world government under the guise of WHO, by simply stating that it will ensure that democratic decision-making processes are maintained. The Commission could have simply stated that it is very important for it not to bypass citizens and not to patronise them, but it didn't. With reference to the preamble of the Constitution of the WHO, an extensive and detailed blah blah blah, sick of hearing that one to be honest, about the great WHO is given, followed by the explanation on which authorisation basis the EU Commission acts. As a negotiator for the EU states, in the very last sentence the Commission did let me know that it would ensure cooperation with relevant stakeholders in the work to prepare the new WHO instrument. Who these relevant stakeholders are, you're asking? No idea. This is an MEP saying they've got no idea who the paymasters are. And the next line says it all, really. But I know, she said, you were certainly not meant as the stakeholders. So, effectively removing all of our sovereignty, all of our nationality, all of our ability to govern ourselves whenever the WHO decide it. New World Order is coming in under the guise of science and health. Who'd have thought it, eh? Absolutely shameful. Thank you to this MEP for bringing this to our attention. Bozo needs to be stopped if he's going to sign us up to something like this without a referendum, because it strips our ability to hold our political leaders to account. Not that we can do that much of that at the moment anyway, but that's beside the point, is it not? Let me know what you think though, everyone. I'd like to know your opinion on this. Stay sane. I'll see you on the next one.